According to the internet, the definition of a pescatarian is a person who consumes no animal flesh with the exception of fish. So what exactly is this implying? Are we saying that fish are now vegetables? In 2003, Scottish scientists researched rainbow trout and found out that they do exhibit behaviour associated with pain. However, the research did not prove that fish possess a conscious awareness of the pain as mammals, birds and reptiles do. Okay, so the fish feel the pain, but they don't know they're feeling the pain. So does this mean it's okay to put them in pain? I decided to leave the argument of pescatarianism open to some people I know on YouTube in the hope that I'd get lots of different viewpoints. Anne Marie's argument is, it's really difficult to empathise with a fish, so I don't feel as evil eating them as meat. A fish is different from an animal in my mind because it doesn't attach itself emotionally to an owner as a dog or lamb would. Also, fish meat has a different texture to animal meat, and I think animal meat is basically the same as human meat would be, so I don't feel like a cannibal. I see what Anne-Marie means, but it kind of makes me wonder if she's ever owned a pet fish, because I had some when I was younger and personally I was devastated when they died. This might not mean that they were emotionally attached to me, but I was definitely emotionally attached to them. So if human beings have the ability to get emotionally attached to a fish, is it right that we kill them just because they can't get emotionally attached to us? Hannah said, I think that land animals and fish are the same thing, so if you give up one then you should give up the other as they're both living creatures. I agree with this point of view to an extent. I believe that the people who are saying that they're pescatarian for moral reasons, then it definitely applies, because the fact of the matter is that whether or not fish can feel pain, they're definitely living creatures. So really, anyone who doesn't want to eat a living creature shouldn't eat fish either. However, I've done some research and found that there's actually quite a big group of people out there who are pescatarian for health reasons. That is, that they think it's just healthier to not eat meat. So I think that for them it's okay. I don't know how true it is that eating meat is less healthy than just eating fish, but if that's what they believe, then you've just got to kind of accept that that's what they're going to do. Tom emailed me saying, basically, I find pescatarians hypocrites. They want to be vegetarian because they don't want to harm the animals. Do they not consider a fish to be an animal or a living thing? After all, murder is murder no matter the concept of it. Fish still breathe, they still live. How can you cut something that is living down in its prime and eat it? It's just wrong. So Tom agrees with me about the moral side of things, but I do not agree with what he says about murder always being murder no matter the concept of it. Because I think with like euthanasia and stuff like that, with humans and animals, yes, you could argue that it's murder, but I don't think it's the same concept of killing an animal for meat, but that's digressing a little bit. Katie said, many pescatarians do not eat fish that have been farmed. This way, fish do not suffer until they are caught, whereas in the meat industry, the animals do not get a chance to evolve and live. They live entire lives suffering in painful and inhumane ways. I hate it when vegans and vegetarians complain about fake vegetarians and all the different categories of half vegetarians and stuff. They should be happy that there is less slaughtering going on. I know I am. I've got two things to say about Katie's comment. Firstly, if what she's saying about inhumane and painful ways of living, like their whole lives, then surely she'd be okay with eating organic meat because that's the whole idea of the animals roaming free and being happy. So firstly, I don't really see why she's a vegetarian, and secondly, the bit about how the more vegetarians and vegans and shizzle there are, the less slaughterings going on. I really wish that was true, but if you think about the sheer number of vegetarians there'd have to be for them to think it worthwhile and economically stable for them to stop slaughtering animals, it's not gonna happen. I also asked around school to find out what students and teachers thought of the pescatarian debate. Here's what I got for against pescatarianism. Fish smell horrible. Fish, such as tuna, are now endangered due to overfishing, so we shouldn't eat them. Who are we to decide what deserves to be eaten and what doesn't? It's stupid. Here's what I got for pescatarianism. Fish tastes nice. Fish have a short memory span, so they don't really mind. Fish is a safe option because of the moral panic about eating meat. It's better than nothing. After looking at both sides of the pescatarian ideology argument, I think we can safely say that you can't sum up whether it's right or wrong to eat meat but not eat fish. Personally, I think that you can't have the argument of I don't want to eat animals and then be a pescatarian, because that is double standards and it's just a contradiction of your morals. However, I can accept that people might be pescatarian for other reasons other than animal cruelty and stuff, in which case they're free to make their own choices on whether or not they think they should be eating fish and not other meats.